Group 1, welcome to Apprentice of Silence. Let's see what I can help you with today. Spirit, Group 1. What I'm seeing is that you're trying to plant some seeds, like you're trying to manifest some sort of something new. You're trying to create something new. And at the same time, you're like holding on to all these beliefs of both how you won't be able to work it out with other people, that there is conflict in your life, that some dreams aren't in your power to bring into fruition. You know, like something like abundance isn't in your hands. Like the choice isn't even yours. And that you will always have to fight for whatever it is that you believe in. And at the same time, you're still trying to, like, make it grow, whatever you wanted to plant. And then you're like, why doesn't my plant look like the big plant? Oh, because your focus has been split into so many other beliefs. You can always work on those beliefs. There's nothing that says that just because you have a belief that that belief is the truth of the universe. Perhaps you know that, but you're still not able to bring about what it is that you want. And then this is a reminder. Well, that's because of all these beliefs. You feel defeated, so you're not even taking the chance. So the question is, are you really putting in the effort? Spirit, something else for group 1, please. Compassion. Have compassion towards yourself. Cry if you have to cry, and grieve how much turmoil you have gone through. just like how much there has been to carry. Because there has been a lot for you to carry, and that's half the reason why these patterns are still active, because you have seen this before. Another half is that these patterns have benefited people around you, and somehow you even made these patterns benefit yourself. Which is a big part of why you're not willing to let them go yet. They are still benefiting you somehow. Cracks in the surface. Maybe they have benefited you, but you're seeing now that it's no longer worth it, is what I'm being shown. Like there are so many other colors in life that you would like to experience. Maybe it's not worth it repeating the same 2 colors over and over again. 'Cause you won't see anything else. So it's like the surface has cracked, so now every step you'll take forward, it will be a little bit more questioning of, maybe I'd like to see something else. Compassion. There's nothing here that tells me that this isn't resolvable. But it's almost like you have to come to the point where you choose that it's no longer worth it to repeat the same patterns. And when you do get to that conclusion, yes, there is absolutely possibility, and even with ease, will all this conflict evaporate from your experience. Without it sounding like I'm invalidating the pain and the struggle. But I'm seeing that it's fairly easy once you've made the choice that you're done and that you would like to experience other things. But the point before that point is going to that's going to take a lot from you. But it's there. And since I'm already picking up on it, it's possibly already a potential, you know? So I heard it's like you will come to the conclusion that leaving is worth it. And the point until you get there will look, different for every person. But maybe it is important to be reminded that these patterns of self-doubt are the opposite of what you have tried to create. And since they are still pretty active within you, it is only reasonable that you haven't been able to manifest what it is that you want. Because they are a vibrational opposition. And these patterns, they are still serving you somehow. That's why you haven't let them go. So don't for a second doubt your intentions or your new idea or everything that you wish to create. Don't even go into like that you're not worth it, or that it's not gonna come, or that you should have put in more effort towards it. None of that. No. Zero. Your patterns are still very much active, and that's the only reason why your dream hasn't come to you with ease yet. That's it. Okay? Hey, Group 1, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in spiritual consultation and tarot with me, you can find all information about that in the section of services on my website, apprenticeofsilence.com. It's I offer services, meaning readings and spiritual consultation, to patrons of Apprentice of Silence, and you can become a patron by signing up to a monthly payment through my website. And when you do that, you get access to a booking calendar where all services are included in the monthly fee. So you're able to book services, readings, consultation whenever there is a slot available. And for patrons, there's also exclusive content. So I do patron readings and guided messages specifically for the group collective that is Patron, Apprentice of Silence. So if you're interested in that, I'm here for you. And check it out on the website. Thank you so much, Group 1. Take care. Group 2, welcome to Apprentice of Silence. Let's see what I can help you with today. Spirit, for Group 2, please. How are you guys doing? Hot-headedness. Okay, you have this thing where due to some views on money, it's very difficult for people to work with you or to collaborate with you. So there is I heard obsessive. Maybe you're a bit obsessed with money, or the way you come across is someone who's a little bit obsessed with money. And the energy doesn't talk anything about if you have a lot of money or if you don't have a lot of money. It talks about your attitude with money and your relationship to it. Or perhaps even more so, it talks about how the people who you say that you're working with, in whatever context, the people you say that you're working with, they perceive you as overly obsessed with your views on money. And it's like you become a little hot-headed, meaning it's difficult to come to an agreement with you, or it's difficult to even get one's voice heard. once you get into this aspect of you that has very limited, say, beliefs about what money is, how it should be used, who should have it, how it works, how it should work, what it is intended for, and so on. I want to point out that the energy doesn't talk about if this is true or not. The energy talks about how others perceive you. It might be of interest for you to know how others perceive you in this matter. And look at your father line. Your father's line, or whatever male caregiver you would call your father. Because there are similar traits that you can find there, in case you want to know what others that you work with perceive you as. Again, reminding that I'm not getting any message about if it's objectively true, but that is how your work people, comrades, perceive you. You have had no luck in manifesting a lack of conflict. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense to you why you can't bring about those peaceful relationships that you would want, and you would really want to celebrate your wins with the people who actually care about you. And it seems like you have put enough, a lot of work. So in your mind, it should have brought about peaceful relationships. And sometimes it leaves you confused. It looks good. It seems like your life looks good on the outside. Spirit, what's going on the inside for group 2, please? 3 cards, please. What's going on the inside? What's going on the inside? I heard crossroads. On the inside, it's like someone has taken... I see like a lot of pebble stones, and everything was structured and in order, and then all of a sudden everyone just throws it up in the air. And then it's like stuck in the air, so I get a still picture. On the inside, like I get excited about this energy, because look at what's going on the inside. It's like something that has been inherently unjust, something that hasn't made any sense, something that's totally unbalanced is brought to the surface, making you question everything, all about how the world works, and everything is just like falling apart, leaving you confused, and then boom, insight. New sprouts, you know? So, major transformation, fairness coming in. I feel like I want to tell you this. Sometimes when I do a reading, I get the sense that whatever spirit guides are coming through, they are kind of wanting to offer a little bitch slap to wake up whoever is receiving the reading. It's almost like they're asking me to be blunt in order for the person to actually hear my words. And even though they are blunt and sometimes a bit too harsh and, won't go all the way home to the reader, in this case, I'm not being asked to be harsh or blunt or. There is no real need for you to. I don't have to break away any barrier, any barrier for you to see this, because you already have such an open mind and you're just gathering information. So you're very open to knowledge, because you're gathering information regarding why it's not manifesting the peace that you'd like, even though it looks good. Why is it so not good? So you're just finding out more, and that is so good. That is so exciting, because you'll actually make the changes, Once you do get the answers to the questions that you've asked, you'll actually will bring about the you'll implement whatever you've learned and bring about something new. And that makes me I always I want to cry, but with happiness, because you're so receptive to what it is that you're learning, and that is very cool to see. So thank you for that. Anything else for group 2, please? Emotional imbalance. I saw the star card. It's like you're here because you want to know more. It's not easy being a match to Apprentice of Silence. So bringing about Apprentice of Silence to your existence and to your awareness, it takes a very open mind. And most times than not, it takes a person to be desperate and a little devastated before they actually even, see that Apprentice of Silence exists. In your case, you are so open-minded that you're just here to learn. And since you're here to learn, the way we're brought up dictates our relationships in the future. The way we are being treated by our caretakers when we are young is the same way we will treat our employees, the same way we will treat our children, the same way we will treat our friends when we are adults. If nothing changes, if no major spiritual awareness is gained, if no awakening has happened between the point where we're born and when we are adults. The universe isn't benefiting of this lack of expansion no more. Especially since there is so much awareness already on the planet, it's like there is no room for people who are just perpetuating the same patterns without learning anything new, without experiencing something more. So it's like discomfort comes up and it's just being suppressed and then nothing is being done about it. That's like of no interest anymore. In order to change patterns, we need to gain awareness about who am I? Meaning, how do I think? Or if thought is a sense like a smell, if thoughts aren't being made by you, but instead it's something that you pick up on, like the smell of flowers. Say that thoughts work that way, like the smell. So you smell flowers, and it smells pleasant, so you continue smelling the flowers, and you go and sit by the flower, and you continue smelling the flowers, right? And then you create more flowers by virtue of focusing on the smell of flowers. If you don't like the smell, then you should go and find another smell that you like and focus on that. And when you stop liking that smell of flower, you go and find another smell of flower that you like. And if the smell of flower that you like haven't been created, you imagine something that would feel like the smell of flowers that you would like to experience, and then you mix with flowers until you achieve it. Why did Spirit bring me into all of this? Whatever you focus on is also what you will bring about in your existence. But if you have always grown up in a certain environment, the flowers around you would have always been the same flowers. And when a child is brought into that environment and doesn't like the smell of the flowers, that's a threat to the whole system. So you get rid of the child before you get rid of the flowers. And it's not common yet that parents see a different option. Meaning, hey, we could actually plant other flowers that the child wants. So on the inside, I feel like you're bringing in all this awareness of what flowers you're actually surrounded with, and this will naturally lead you to starting all over again and questioning, what do I even like? Like, what do I even focus on that I enjoy? What do I focus on just because everyone before me has focused on it and therefore created it too? And this is super exciting. The reason why you haven't manifested the peace and calmness that you have wanted is bluntly enough because you aren't really supposed to yet. Like when you came down into this plane, you wanted to experience more, but you also wanted to really gain the knowledge about how it works. So by virtue of not getting what you want, or not really figuring out why it's not working, you will actually go deep enough to figure out how it works. And because you'll go so deep, you'll figure out how many things work, and it will have a great impact on your whole life. Buckle up. This will get very exciting. And in time, it will also change the way your life has been structured and the way you bring about yourself in the world, you know? Like your whole identity will be brought more back into alignment with who you actually are instead of what has always just been focused on within the family line that you incarnated into. And yes, I hope this makes sense to you. Group 2. Thank you so much for being here. If you are interested in working with me, I offer sessions, spiritual consultation, and tarot to Apprentice of Silence patrons. You can become a patron by signing up on my website, and you'll read all the information about what it entails and what the cost is. It depends on your currency and the current currency exchange rate in the world, but approximately it's about $15 a month for Patreon membership subscription. Patronage, monthly patronage is what it is. What you get is like you get access to a booking calendar, and you can just pick any slot available, and we'll have a one-on-one, 1 hour long online video call session where I am able to bring some guidance to whatever is on your mind, something that you maybe haven't been able to grasp your mind around, and you would prefer help from someone who's been thinking about this for a while and also happens to be a psychic, so is able to tune into interdimensional knowledge and bring about some messages, or just ask for advice, you know, or just have someone listening to all the stupid shit that's going on in your life, you know, and bring a different point of perspective when that is needed. So yeah, all these sessions are included in the monthly price. So it doesn't really matter how many sessions you book or how few, as long as they're available on the booking calendar, you know. My idea is that creates a more, like, it's way faster to actually build a bond that way, and it's not like you always have to jump around between many different readers and you never really get to progress further, you know. So now it's like you have something you want to talk about, you go and you're able to schedule it, you know, almost instantly. Of course, this depends on, like, time slots are available 2 weeks at a time, with new times getting available almost daily. And it's almost like first come, first serve. So whenever the calendar updates, new times will come up. and whoever, sees that first is able to book the time. So it kind of also depends on how many people are in need of a session that current week, day, whatever. But by the law of attraction, you should be able to be a match to a reading should you really need it. Thank you so much, Group 2. Take care.